Right, hello, my darlings. Back with my basic Monet for a short little video today, and as you can see, it's starting to fluff up. It's starting to fill a bit, so I'll go through today trying to see what I can get in there to fill. I do apologize in advance. I do get myself a bit tongue-tied and a bit in a muddle in places. But I've been off camera for a bit, so I'm trying to get my head back in the game. So I do hope you stick around and keep watching. So for you, I'll be with you in a tick. Right, my darlings, let's have a look at this basic Monet again. So we've done the cover, done the signatures, added a few pockets, and then off camera what I've done is that small Monet book I had has been completely gutted. So I've got the fly cover sheet left and the actual book. That'll go away because I can always chop this up to be a front back cover for something else later on. Two random sheets there and a couple of small snippy offcuts, and that's all that's left of the book. So all the images that were in that little one I've now stuck in throughout the book is pockets. So you've got pockets going in different directions. So that one's going that way. Let's find another one here. That one is the side-loading one. So we'll see those as we go along. I've just added them in here, there, and everywhere through the book. So our once little skinny is starting to pick up a little bit of bulk now. But keep in mind, there's nothing in any of those pockets. So this will start to fill out the more it's filled. So just for today, because I'm not going to do a great deal amount of it, but just to illustrate, today we'll go through some of Jaz's kit here and see where it can live. And then either this video or the last video, I do want to do something to the outside of the book. So let's have a look today. Oh, before we do that, some of the digital kits, you don't have to have a digital kit to do this, but if you look on Google Images for like an envelope template, your envelope template for something like that is going to look like this. And all you've got to do is print it out and make yourself a template, because you can cut one of those out of any paper. So just to show you, I'm going to glue this one together. So those flappies go in on the sides. But there's loads. If you can look for free envelope templates, and you can, make, if you don't have the scoreboard or the envelope maker, you don't need that. Find yourself a template, get it to the size you want, and, mock it up so you can just trace. What's wrong with me tonight? Trace around the template onto your paper of choice. Yeah? So, and that just glues on two sides, and you're ready to go. The only thing you remember, though, if you want those inky edges, to ink everything before you glue it together. That's all. Ink all the way around on both sides before you glue it together. And then that one's exactly the same as that one. It's got a little bit of a decorative top, and that's flat on top instead of curved. But yeah, it's just, I like the envelopes that are already done in the kits. These that Jazz has done are just gorgeous, especially with that vintage photo around the edges. So I'm not sure where they're going to live in the journal, but we're going to go through it now and see where I can stuff tags and things. And some other bits and bobs. So, no. And let's see here. So, first of all, let's put the envelopes to the side a second. I've got two different sizes here for Jazz. Some little ones. And I've got some larger pieces here. And tags. Now, these are all cut from those kit papers, but you can cut your tags from any paper you might be using. It could be book page, it could be any paper. And then either hand cut the tops of them or snip them. It's entirely personal preference. So I tell you what, I don't know if if I should speed this up or not, but I'm just going to go through and stick in some tags where the obvious pockets are. So I think I will skip forward for that one. My brain's a little bit all over the shop tonight. It's been a long week. I went away to Rachel Bella's retreat last weekend. It was an absolute blast. I loved it. Absolutely loved it. It was a busy weekend, but it was so much fun. So much fun. If you're ever in the area and have the opportunity to go along with one, please do. It's a slightly taller tag to go in there. And where were those little ones? There's a little one there. Pop. That's a bit too tall. Yeah, that can go in there. I need something taller to go in there. Yeah, it was really, really awesome. I need to get a review written up now for Rach today. And see, that's a bit too, it's not quite tall enough. Again, these we did before. So was that a top loading one? It was. That's a bit too tall. It's sticking up top. I got a shorter one in here. I think I do. That one was a bit shorter. And then that lace is hanging off the top. Stick a few of these in there. So again, that image you're not going to see until you pull the tags out. Lovely. So any pocket, any piece of paper can be put down as a pocket to load from any direction you want. And you just go through and play and keep filling your book up until you can't fill it up anymore. So as a beginner, when you're starting out, just do it. Just do it and glue things in and have fun and go with your gut, because at the end of the day, it's yours, especially if it's your first one, first full book. And I mean, I treasure mine. My first two that I ever made have got pride of place up on the shelf above me, because I was just blown away by how much fun it was. Stick some more tags in there. Another one in there. Peeking up. And there's another top loading one. Let's grab two more. And these are coming together because the color palette, this is the same image. The color palette is, I've set out with a certain color palette. Doesn't mean you have to have a color palette. You can do whatever colors strike your fancy, really. So that's too small to go in there. Let's pop an envelope in there. Yes, why not? So yeah, it's just play. If I need taller tags to go in there, I can cut those from extra kit pages I've got behind me, and larger ones to go under those belly bands. There's another one there. So there's lots of little hidden writing spaces now in the book. And that's side loading. Is that going to go in? So I've got absolute chaos behind me, darlings, because my craft bags and stuff that I took to the retreat with me are still splayed out on the floor in here. I've still got to put things back where they live. But never mind, it'll happen. And I'm trying to hold out now because I've done nothing but sneeze all day today. So I've got a tickly nose. That was when the envelopes, so we're down to the back of the book now. So your book will fill up. So will these go anywhere, these larger ones? Pop these tags out the way. I can go back and look at those later. So I'll tell you what, I'm going to go through and see what else I can feed into these pockets and then come back to show you. So, back with you in a tick, my darlings. Right, darlings, I got myself all a bit tongue-tied earlier. Let's crack on for a few minutes and see what we can get. I got some more bits and pieces out. See what needs filling. That's done. Not done, but there's something to investigate in the pockets. I've got a tall one in there. Yes, this one, instead of adding another tuck on that side, I'm going to use one of the extra tags to create a pocket there to stick one of the envelopes in. So, again, holding it from the side I want open. Let's give the other three sides a little wiggle of art. And try not to overthink the fact that you're covering up other things, if that makes sense. So one of those lovely envelopes can go in there. I won't tuck it in too far. Let art do its thing. So that's good to go. Those were extra pages from the Monet when I got down towards the end. And all I've done is just hinge them to be a flap. Speaking of flap, there was another one here. That one. Now, I am going to do a tutorial coming up soon on how to do this. And this is like faux glassine paper. And you do it out of cheap copy paper. But I think I might want that in there as a flip. What was I looking at before? On a page like that. Yes, let's give it a go. Now, again, these were on the recommendation of Jez, and I'm sure Jez said it was somebody else in Rachel Bellows that had recommended it to her, and it's this faux tape. So I'm just going to pull one out. It's the first time I've ever used it. So I want to pull one out and add it to the top there. And see if I can get that sort of old-fashioned antique tape look. Ooh, that's different. Okay. I want to piece it out so size. I know this is meant to be a basic book, so just ignore this bit. Basic supplies. There are ways of making your own antique tape, but oh, it does really look like yellow. And that's just going to be a flip. Oh, that's not going to work if I flip it over, is it? Honestly, this video has gone bad to worse, I swear. I do apologize. Like I said, I haven't been on camera for a week because I was been back in work. Last weekend I was in the retreat with everyone. And still trying to sort out my room here. No, I quite like that. So there's a writing space then underneath. Interesting. So leave that aside for a minute. Pin in the glue face, honestly. My head's all over the shop. What else can we put in here? A lot of these blank pages I'm not worried about for now. I'm just looking at the pockets and tucks. That's there. That could get covered up with something. Things in there, in there. I've done that envelope. And just finding places to stick. That's been hinged in. Come on. on. Ah, there was the other one. I want to do the same thing with a tag there and an envelope. I've nearly got all the envelopes in. I like that one. And there we go. Like I said, don't overthink it. Just do it. I've got to take my own advice sometimes because I'll sit here and overthink what I'm doing. The Altered Monet is still on the go. I've got some upcoming projects that I'm trying to get myself organized to do. The basic Monet, like I said, I'm going to try to fill it with as many sort of basics as possible. Not every page, but at least get it to the point where it's either ready to go on to someone else to play with, or if I keep it to carry on playing with myself. I don't know yet. You kind of reach that point towards the end where you either, it's immediate then. It's like, it's mine, or it's going to a new home. So I'm not putting a whole lot of frills into the Monet, but some more of that faux glassine in there. Another flip. That's got a tiny tuck in it. What can go in there? Yes. That can go in there. And again, I've made a hinge. I folded the book page. So that's come out of that mini Monet book. Folded the book page so that this edge clears the page in this direction. Slapped a bit of tea-stained writing paper on the back. But I only glued the 3 sides because that hinge was quite wide. So there is a tiny tuck in there. But it's out of sight. I've got the piece in there. Let's go through. And this is what I tend to do, is I go through and I'm looking at bulking the book out slowly. So if I started on the front page and did every page, I wouldn't get halfway through the book and you wouldn't be able to close the book. So I jump around the book, working in the 3 signatures, and you will eventually go to close it one evening and think, wow, because the book will bulk up. And, well, come on. I think I've done them all. I think I've got them all filled now. Oh, I was going to put one more there. So I've got something in there, and then I wanted one more there. I'm sorry I'm umming and ahhing tonight. My head's all over the shop. That envelope is sort of stick some, yeah, I'll put that one in there. All this will get used. It'll all go in at some point. That's not interfering. That envelope is bigger. Or I put an envelope going that way, and that's sticking out of the top. Or put a different piece there. It's a little bit too long. What else have I got around here? I've got, oh come on, there's got to be a piece here somewhere. That one? It's a bit too long as well. Not by much though. Let's give this a whack, but let's give this a trim. And round the corners again. And corner rounder is there. So again, just use the papers you got and cut them and down to what suits you really and your pages. Because you can give dimensions and cut lines and everything for the whole thing, but it makes no odds because it's whatever papers you've got and the junk that you're working with. And what I found, even if I did have the exact dimensions of somebody else's project, It's never going to come out the same for me. Especially if we're on, you know, different parts of the globe. Because paper sizes are different. You just eyeball it. And go. So, painting the glue. I don't know how long I've rambled on in this video. I do apologize. Speed me up if I'm rambling too much. That can go in there. One of those can go in there. And one with some lacy bits in it. Maybe even another one. There we go. Pocket ball. So I still need to sort out something to go on this back. I've only got the 2 mini ones left to go somewhere. And there's not many tags here left. And I want to put one more flip in here somewhere. Or 2 maybe. With this funny glassine stuff. So I'll tell you what, I'm going to go and do that off camera. See what state this video looks like when I get in to edit it. And come back with you then for the last video. Because I want some sort of big pocket on the back that can be, extras can be tucked into. And I want like a pocket on the front to put an ex libris card. And I want to do something, where's the middle? I want to do something with that spine and or the covers. I don't know. I'm still pondering that one. So, I think I'm going to leave it there. That's all from me for this one. And sorry I've been rambling and a bit tongue-tied. But honestly, just once you get the basics of making your signatures, getting them into a cover, the rest of it is just pure play. Play with what you've got and see what you can make work. So I may have a rummage around and see if I've got any embellishments that can go on some of these pages as well. Because these types of journals are never finished. You just keep going and going and going. So, nope, that's all from me now, darlings. And I'll be back with you next time. And thank you ever so much for watching. So, for me, bye for now.